Spurgeon's Forgotten Sabbatarianism, the Role of the Fourth Commandment in the Life and Theology of the Prince of Preachers, by Brandon Ray, forward by Thomas J. Nettles, Founders Ministries, Cape Coral, Florida, narrated by Joshua David Ling. Forward. One sad point of disagreement among Bible-believing evangelicals has concerned the relation of law in the Old Testament to its perpetuity in the New. Were there indeed 3 levels of law given to Israel, moral, ceremonial, and civil? Or was all of it a unit to pass away with the incipience of the New Covenant and the arrival of the new and final Moses? Did the 10 Commandments constitute moral law that could not cease, or was all of it put to rest while those truly moral elements of Israel's law found perpetuity by specific commands in the New Testament? The historic Reformed confessional position was captured in the Second London Confession of the Baptists in its chapter 19. Which give a clear statement on ceremonial laws containing several typical ordinances that pointed to Christ, whose work abrogated those predictive practices. Also, Israel was given judicial laws which expired together with the state of that people. On the other hand, the moral law doth forever bind all, as well justified persons as others, to the obedience thereof. The confession goes on to explain that true believers are not under the moral law as a covenant of works for either justification or condemnation, but for sanctification, as a rule of life informing them of the will of God and their duty. Also, it leads to deeper levels of repentance by pointing out the sinful pollutions of their natures, hearts, and lives, leading them to examine themselves thereby, to achieve further conviction of humiliation for and hatred against sin. Specifically concerning the Sabbath, the confession taught that the setting aside of 1 day in 7 for a Sabbath to be kept holy unto him was a positive, moral, and perpetual commandment. Now, in the light of the resurrection of Christ, this day was changed into the first day of the week, which is called the Lord's Day, and is to be continued to the end of the world as the Christian Sabbath. The disagreement, therefore, is not whether such principles of
Sample complete. Ready to continue?